Well, I'm watching it and there's 4 other people. I got 3. So either way, like, it's not going to really matter too much.
I'm just saying, yeah, if people want the choice of either, that's
Yep.
how it's going to work, I guess. Alright, so I think I'm back online now. Alright, that's good. And yeah, we'll go with no face cam for tonight. Alright, let's go.
So, guys, I do apologise for... Oh, you got 6 now, I got 4, so... I do apologise for being fatigued and tired. I slept okay last night. I didn't have the best sleep, so I do apologise. Not doing it on purpose. It's just that there's been stuff going on at the moment that.
Yeah, but I do feel you probably might need to clarify that it's not. It's like it's serious for the times, but it's not that. It's not like it's not super serious. If that makes any sense.
It is serious, but it's not that super serious.
Yeah.
Poor mate. So for lunch, I had 5 dim sims today.
I don't think what I had for lunch. Actually, I think I skipped on lunch. I think I had like an early dinner actually.
You know the steam ones in packets?
Yeah.
Yeah, had them.
There's a good Chinese place near me that's pretty good. Whenever I get the opportunity to, but obviously I haven't done it much because of the restrictions. But whenever I do get the chance, they're always good. If anyone's near Canterbury Road, because yeah, I'm a fair distance away from it anyway, so it's not like I live next door to it. But yeah, if you live on Canterbury Road, there's a place called Dim Sim King, and yeah, it's the best Chinese you can get, I think anyway. Hey guys.
So, for those who are watching Ultimate stream as well, and my stream, geez, you're killing it today. Do you agree with the whole captaincy change, or do you think we should leave it for another year?
I guess I think you just leave it up to Pendles at that point.
Because he earned
you
the
know,
right, has he? Let's be honest, he has earned the right.
yeah, I mean, like it's a thing of he's not going to be a bad captain, and it's that thing of like you could definitely go either way, and neither option would be the wrong option, because you have I mean, personally, I wouldn't mind going the dual captaincy and having Pendles and more dual captains. And then obviously next year Pendlebury moves on, and then Moore takes over the captaincy full time. I could see them doing that. I think I've made it pretty clear when it's come to my stuff is that sorry, my thoughts is that when you're going to be captaining, you have to be on the park at least like 80% of the games. You can't be playing like half the season and be half the season injured.
Yeah.
And that is something that Moore hasn't personally shown me on. Yeah, he personally hasn't shown me on like what's the best way to do that. Sorry, what's the best scenario when it comes to that.
Do I see Will Hoskin in our best 22 or as a depth player? Now?
I do. Yeah,
what,
you need to. Yeah, you need to give Tyler Brown one more year, I reckon. Oh, God, I'm just missing the worst. Like, the unmissable miss I've just missed.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I think
Especially as well with Tyler. Tyler can also be that next inside mid that we're kind of looking after, or we're trying to get. So physically, he needs probably another, maybe one more season. Well, one more, or say 2 more pre-seasons under his belt. So for season, what would that be? Season 2023, I can see him being an inside mid. But right now, his body's just not developed yet, and
he's what Tom thinks, man.
yeah, I just saw
He
it.
thinks Lipinski will play Will Hoskin Elliott. Surely that wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah, so it's probably, I think you can fit all of them in. I think it's when it gets to, if Sai is still here, then that's going to be interesting.
Yo.
Because then it's, Sai as well probably would push Hoskin Elliott out. Because you just got that extra midfielder, and I guess you could have Hoskin Elliott rove, but again, the one thing I will say about Hoskin Elliott, and one of his biggest weaknesses, is that he's always been a very lanky person, and he's always been known, or sorry, infamous for every so often he'll miss a crucial tackle. And that's just due to his body. He's always been he's always been that sort of lanky sort of build. Because he's 28 now. Like, he's got no excuses. No reasons to say that he's going to get more physically built. But I guess that's where he's at.
Did he have for Collingwood when he was a kid?
Yes. Yes, I remember they did a whole article, not an article, a whole, feature on that.
Well, don't forget to check out alternate stream as well.
And he had someone that was related to him that played for Collingwood too, for memory. He's like, I don't know if it was his grandfather, but it was it was someone that played early on in the 1920s or something.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember exactly who it was or what they did. But it was similar to a Seasman's situation where his grandfather was a part of the club too.
We would have won that premiership in 1910, I'm pretty sure.
There's a whole bunch of premierships we won back then. Because I know in 27, 28, 29 and 30 was when we won 4 in a row, I know that. But yeah, when it comes to Hoskin Elliott, I think he is a part of the best 22. He will have some competition breathing down his neck. But yeah, I guess, yeah, that's one of the things. Yeah, there you go. That sounds about right, Tom. Yeah, one of the things that I think is, I mean, there's a lot of things to be excited about for Collingwood right now, but one of the things that does have me excited is that we're ready to keep people on their toes. You have, oh man, that's a bad miss. When we have guys like Hoskin Elliott, last season, Hoskin Elliott kind of there was no decent replacement for him. Now you bring in someone like a Lipinski, and you give another year of development to Tyler Brown, and personally, actually, one thing, I don't know if we want to get into it right now, but I think Murphy is also in that spot too. I think his best position right now is playing on the wing, because he's very much that same type. So as we know, Murphy's was all over the shop in terms of his role this year. I think just putting him on the wing and letting him use his just overall speed and just calmness as well, because he's very calm when he gets the footy. And then yeah, I think that's probably his best role, I think, for now. But yeah, so anyways, back to Hoskin Elliott. Yeah, I think he starts for sure, and then it's just up to him how he goes, I guess. But I think he'll definitely know now that, like, there's no room for error at this point. So, and I'm sure I'm sure Fly will get stuck into him too, because I know I can't remember what the exact quote was. But he says something like, he spoke about the kids, and he spoke about like when he did speak about them, he was like, "Oh yeah, these kids are good, but if you look at their tackle numbers are very low."
Oh, for sure.
So I think that's massive for us, because that basically means we'll have, say, someone like an Hoskin Elliott, on a wing, and say someone like a Fly will literally say to him, like, "Mate, if you want to keep your spot, you got to hold your tackles. If you ain't holding your tackles, there is no chance you're going to be in this league." So, so I can see Hoskin Elliott. It's I don't know. It'd be hard to say he'll get better, but there will be a lot more competition for his spot, and he will feel the pressure of a lot of players, like, breathing down his neck for that wing spot, because there's a lot of people now vying for that spot. So,
Can I ask you a question about Murphy as well? Are
yeah,
you
sure.
worried that he is gonna get hurt when he goes back to fly the footy, or do you love that?
I mean, when you sit back and think about it, yeah, I guess a little bit, but that's part of footy, though. Oh, yeah, that's a part of footy. If you're not willing to, um, that just comes with playing the game. If you're worried about that, then there are definitely other things that you should be worried about too. And now I've just lost signal on my gameplay, which is not good. You still there? Oh.
Might be
Oh man, I'm having issues
that
again.
he's gonna hurt himself really bad, and I don't think
Am I
that's
back?
a bad thing, but it could be a good thing as well.
What was the whole conversation last minute? Because I just had issues with my card again.
No, it's all good, man. Oh, I was just saying, look, I love Nathan Murphy as a player. Like, I think it's good to show courage, but the one thing that you don't want is to become like a Jonathan Brown, where at times you can show dumb courage and then seriously hurt yourself and having to retire a bit too earlier.
Yeah, so I'm sure Fly will probably look at that, and I'm sure when it comes to Murphy, that'll be one of the things he'll address. I mean, I don't think he's like he hasn't done anything that's like over the top bad. But it is something where he probably needs that chat. But it's nothing that's like concerning, I feel. I mean, everything was all pretty stock standard in terms of what you do on a footy field. Um,
Oh, for sure.
yeah. But no, like I do feel like there's going to be a lot of yeah, I feel like Murphy is going to be a decent player. Just needs a bit of time. So I think he's going to be one of those guys where probably going to be in the VFL, and then it's just a matter of keeping his spot after that. Oh, sorry, like trying to get an AFL spot.
Oh, for sure, man. Because then if he, they're gonna be some comments for so why are you so critical of players? Like, well, because that's part of the reason why that, I want the best for this club. Like,
I
I'm
feel
not
like
like some
people.
people.
I feel like the narrative around Murphy is actually the opposite, though. I feel like people don't want him in the side, or that he's not good enough for the side. I think that's what the narrative is. Because a lot of people are not gonna essentially understand that when it comes to what the situation actually is, and the fact that I don't think people have yet understood where how much of an impact from like a negative point of view Bucks has had. Like the fact that he's like people aren't like addressing the fact that Bucks has actually killed some careers just because he doesn't know how to coach from a strategic point of view. I mean, one of the best examples I can think of off the top of my head is probably Flip. You know how good he was, and then and then we basically put him on the half forward flank, and he went from probably practically being in the midfield and being in the next side bottom to then just basically not amounting to too much more, and going from probably averaging probably mid to low 20s in terms of disposals to probably in the mid to high teens, and but then might have a goal or two, which is not necessarily like bad, but I think for what we expected to Flip, I think what we wanted and what we got weren't the same. Because when Flip did go to the half forward role, he did become a bit worse than what he was. But that wasn't necessarily his fault. He was just played out of position. But someone like Buckley's not going to admit that.
Well, 42 points, 8 minutes left, and all of a sudden, I hand up off call. I'm gonna give Ultimate Greatness a huge shout out. Mate, you've bloody had some good content lately, and you're growing.
Yeah, I've noticed. I've gotten. It's not a I mean, not that I'm saying that I need to be growing heaps, but yeah, I've been growing little bits here and here, getting a sub here and there, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with my growth at the moment. So yeah, I think
You
I'm on.
bloody deserve it. You work really hard.
Oh, I think the working hard mental shouldn't be coming my way. I don't think. I could definitely be doing a lot more. I mean, personally, I haven't even started doing any recordings yet. I mean, that's when I'll probably start to get into my real work. Just need to find some time and just find some motivations to start making those types of videos.
And guys, if we don't post up videos lately, something could happen in our private lives as well. Like when we're streaming and making videos, we try to get content out for you guys. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
There are gonna be at times where you may not stream or record at all. And there might be a reason for that. You might be stressed out, stuff that's going on. So
I
it
will say
does.
this though, when it comes to, and like just for me personally, if I haven't recorded in a while or streamed in a while, hit me up on our Twitter. It's my Twitter name I think is called Ultimate Great. Because you can't Ultimate Greatness is too many letters for Twitter to handle. But yeah, Ultimate Great is my Twitter handle. And yeah, if you want to chuck us a message or anything like that, always happy to answer questions. But yeah, if I'm not like streaming or recording, that's where to probably message me just to get a quick update in terms of what's going on. Because yeah, if there is something happening, that'll be where I'll post some updates. If I can't do it through a video, or if I just want to get something out real quick because something's happened last minute, that's probably where to best hit me up.
I have noticed as well, like when I'm at my mate's place as well, like sometimes you've got no internet reception.
Yeah.
I noticed that Telstra, because I'm with Telstra, um, where my mate lives, like it's all Optus sort of type thing, or Vodafone. So you're
Yeah.
always having to use, uh, hotspotting their phones for it. I know with me, personal opinion of it, I think it's good in a way that hopefully I'm allowed to go down to his place and stay there for the weekend. Be good to get away from Melbourne in a way. And this year's been so stressful, personally. Like all these lockdowns that we've been having, it has taken its toll. And I think when we're in and out of lockdown, it's not good.
Yeah.
So I do like to point that out. So what I might do is that if the plan is I'm going to my mate's place, if and when we're out of lockdown, and I'm spending the week up there, I probably won't be able to record in that. I may not have any internet, so if that's going ahead, I'll let you guys know about it, and I'll try and get as much content as possible as well. So
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not sure if we finish our Oscar Elliott talk, but yeah, I think yeah, you definitely keep him in your main squad in the AFL, and but I do feel like Fly will be. I think he'll be one of the ones that might be a little bit affected by it because I know for a fact with Fly, one of his biggest things that he harps on is making sure that you tackle. I know, I think there was a famous, or I don't know if it's a famous quote or situation, but I don't know exactly what it was, but basically it was just Lee Matthews, in that premiership era that they had. One of the things that Lee Matthews would do was he would go up to every single player and he would list how many tackles they would have throughout the game, and depending on how many tackles that they would have, um, he would sort of like I guess, each player would get Lee's own like interpretation of like how he felt from a context point of view.
oh yeah, that's good.
Um, so it'll be no, but like it'll be, and he'll go up to the ones that like hadn't really done much. Um, now my stream's saying something.
Ross Lyon did that for St Kilda. I've heard stories about that.
Yeah, it was just like you would go up to certain players.
It's funny. Fucking funny.
Okay, my stream's down a bit. Is everyone able to no, my stream, like I've gone into the red now. Geez, if I wasn't having any issues before, yeah, okay, now my upload speed's going really weird. Okay, yeah, we're back to normal for some reason. Must have just had a cut out of internet. Alright, yeah, we should be all good now. Yeah, but yeah, so like, I completely forgot. Oh yeah, about the tackles. So with like, with Lee was one of the things that Lee would always do is that he would go up to certain individual players, and he'll be saying, yeah, this player got 1 tackle, this player got 2 tackles, this player didn't have any tackles, this player 1 tackle. But he would say it to them as if he was just like disappointed in them.
Yeah.
And it was a tactic to where they would be upset by it, but then they would want to like be better for it. So I think he would do it at like half time. So then it would get to the point where when it would get to say the second half, you know, all those players would then start to put pressure on again, and you know, like you get a whole bunch of repeat efforts from players, and overall you just become better.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, so I feel like from a hospitality point of view, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how he's going to manage that, but at the very least, I would imagine that he's going to be one of those ones that might get a little bit affected by it just because he has been known to miss that crucial tackle every now and then. But then I think with Fly too, I'm sure Fly will be able to do the whole, you know, give him his rights of, in terms of his rights, sort of, what's the word, like sledging, or not sledging, what's the word? Like, you know, like he'll tell him off and that like he needs to be better. But then he'll also come back around and, you know, if he needs like a little bit of a, hypothetically, if he needs like a little bit of a cuddle or encouragement, he can do that as well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So,
what did we think about when we heard Daniel Wells? At the time, to be honest with you, I had doubts, but I'm glad we did. Because he's got good ball use, ball movement, you know, he's such a good kick at the footy as well.
yeah. I mean, honestly, at the time, I knew why we got him. Because we needed another person that could have that good connection between the mids and forwards. Because Pennebury at the time, for memory, was the only one that was... Pennebury was very good at it, but Bowles was like... There was some stat they showed the year he got picked up, and he was like, if he wasn't the best one at it, he was like in the top 3 or 5 in the whole entire comp, and it was the percentage of like success from being in the midfield and kicking it to someone in the forward line, like so like a forward 50 entry. He was literally the best player in that bracket. I felt the deal. The money that we gave him was too much, and especially the fact that, yeah, I think he was about 31, Tom. The fact that you gave someone that also had a history of being injury prone as well. At the time, you can think because at the time I was thinking, geez, this can go both ways. Like you can pull this off and look like an absolute genius, but then you can also pull it off and, you know, kind of look like, you know, the I guess in a sense, kind of look like the village idiot at the same time. So it was a risk.
But
It
it
probably
was
was a
well
risk.
worth it in the end.
Yeah, it was probably a risk worth taking because of how good he was at that stat. And then because we had to go out and get him, we had to basically pay overs for him because of that fact. Because I think that's also another thing too when it comes to getting players, is that, you know, there will be some players where we'll go and get, but perception is massive when it comes to talks. Like if we go out there and um, basically acknowledge that we're super keen on this player, there's a chance where we may not get that player, or if we do get that player, it won't be as cheap as what we could have gotten him if we had perceived to have no interest in him, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Um,
I think because the
so
way North
yeah.
Melbourne treated that whole list as well, like they had to, you know, obviously that they had to rebuild as well, and it it was probably going to happen regardless, wasn't it? Like North Melbourne were struggling at the time, and I think with that they got off to a good start. All this some they dropped, um, and maybe they had to do a full rebuild as well.
Mm. But yeah, like, well, I kind of forgot what the question was actually. What was the question?
I think I think with North Melbourne they were going to a rebuild stage. Like
Oh
they
yeah,
were
with
up
North.
there, yeah.
But that, I think when the way that they did it was they went too hard in the rebuild. Because they basically got rid of like 6 players that had like, I think they were averaging like 200 games each. And when you have, oh, I can't remember what the actual stat was. Um,
Over
but
twelve
yeah, when
hundred,
you
I
have,
think.
yeah, but when you have that much experience going out of the club, it's so hard to replace experience. Um, and then as well, because you basically delisted them, you didn't get anything back in return. You know, you didn't trade them off. You didn't like get any compensation through free agency. You just got rid of them for, you know, nothing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Personally, Boomer probably had another year or two left. Um, yeah, I reckon personally, Boomer probably had another year or two left, and I mean, hindsight, we could have probably used someone like a Harvey at that point, but I mean, obviously, old news now. But yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
was risky, but
personally, with the rebuild we have now, I think we've already. It's not that we've already done our rebuild, but the rebuild that we've done at the moment is probably we've probably gone as far as we needed to go without going overboard. I feel, um, and I think
yeah,
next
because
year,
if we went into a full complete rebuild, we would have got rid of Pendlebury and Subbottom. That's what Tom's saying as well. And
yeah. I mean, yeah. If we got rid of Cybon and Penderbury, yeah, then yeah, that would have been a complete. Yeah, we're just completely just putting a bomb right here, and we're just blowing everything up. Like that's basically what that is. But you can still do it with having experienced players, because
yeah,
when you have a whole bunch of kids, you know, if you have too many kids, then you've got no experience, and a lot of the experienced players are what makes or what gets the younger kids better too. So yeah, you need to have a balance between all of that. But I think we've done the best that we've done, because if you look at a lot of our players, like, you know, like even if you look at it, if you look at our spine, you know, you got Roughhead, Moore, Taylor Adams. Not that Ruckman's a part of the spine, but you know, you got Brady Grundy as a solid ruck anyway. And then centre half forward is probably the more weaker part, but yeah, you've got probably what Cameron at a centre half forward, and you know, and then take your pick out of Kruger, Checkers, or AJ at full forward. Either of those two are worthy at being full forward as well. And then you know you got experienced guys like Elliott to come through. I mean, I think De Goey is going to be top 10 in the Brownlow next year. I think he's going to have he's going to tear teams apart like nobody else has. You know, I think getting in someone like a Lipinski helps us out so much because he's, how old is Lipinski? Is he 23?
I think so.
You know, because like for me, like,
go on.
Yeah. Well, I was just about to say when it comes to Lipinski, he'll be 24 in July. Like he's basically like, you know, he plays probably similar to what probably Treloar would play, but we've got him as a 23. You know, he'll be 20. Like yeah, he'll be 24 in July, but he's that Treloar type of player. So we basically reset it a full on ready to go Treloar. Yeah, Lipinski will be on the wing to start off, if we have no injuries. But if we get anyone like, say, an Adams injured, I'd imagine Lipinski would be straight in the center. Because yeah, I think in terms of Lipinski, he probably plays center, even though he does have a bit of speed to him. But when you have Adams play, obviously they both need to be in their best 22. But even though they both play their best roles at centre, it's probably better to give Lipinski a wing and Taylor Adams like the centre role, because Lipinski's just as good as on the wing. So you're basically doing that. You're killing, what's that saying? You're killing two birds with one stone. So, but then yeah, if Taylor Adams goes down, Lipinski goes straight in the centre. So you've got a lot more depth that way.
I'll say this, I don't know about you, man. I feel that with players like Walsh or the rest, like, yeah, you know, had good Brown and that sort of stuff. I think if you have more than one player take votes off, you know, because we had Swan and Pendlebury taking votes off each other in 2010, 2011. I don't know how you think with that, but if you have more than one player taking away votes of other players, naturally you're not going to get a lot of votes. I think Carlton are going to realise that with Welsh, when Welsh may not vote a lot.
Yeah.
Because you hear Carlton fans, oh, you know, Welsh was top 4, 5 in the Brownlow. It's like, well, mate, you hardly had anyone taking votes off him. For starters, like, it's that's what it is.
Yeah, but I mean, we're talking about Carlton supporters. They're not necessarily the smartest bunch in the group. Yeah, I mean, if you want to discuss about Carlton, we can. I think their biggest issue is that they always talk about things like that they have a fantastic spine, and they do. But the difference between, say, someone like us and them is that by the time next season starts, we not only have a really good spine, but we also have guys alongside them that complement them just as good. And I feel that's where
Yeah.
Carlton don't. So, you know, you got guys like, you know, even though I think he's a bit overrated, you got, you know, like Wiedering. God, even Liam Jones is a little bit overrated, but you know, he's solid for what he does. You've got what Walsh in the middle. Who's their ruckman? I don't think they have a decent ruckman, do they?
Oh, they've got Dicarni in that too.
Oh, okay, yeah, he's young, but yeah, okay, I can, yeah, that's a solid ruck. You've got, and then in your forward line, you've got what McKay and who's the other? Who would play if McKay's full forward?
Because
Who
they
would
got
be?
Peyton as a ruckman as well.
Yeah. Well, isn't Silvani a forward? So you'd have Silvani there.
So they got Savani, Colonel Mackay. That Casbo, yeah, Pittman.
Yeah.
But they loosen the clearances.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like their top half in terms of talent and bottom half. It's like an AFL standard and then a VFL standard. And I think that's where their biggest issue is. I know they got Hewitt, and Hewitt's probably, I don't think Hewitt's probably in their top half or their bottom half. He's probably somewhere in the middle. I mean, I could be wrong, and he could be good. But I think that's Carlton's biggest issue is that their good players and their bad players are too far apart. Where I think you'll find with Collingwood this year, with all the guys that we're going to get in, like, you know, Lipinski, Kruger, Naish, and Stengel, among also Nick Dacos and Dib. Dib, I think we'll just leave to the VFL just to develop and just see how he goes, see if he's a player. But in terms of but yeah, like in terms of that, I think that gives us a lot of depth and makes us a whole lot better team. And then if players go down, we actually have guys ready to go. Because I even like there was I even like was even saying too. It's like, yeah, we finished 17th, but you got to realize like we had not only so many guys out, but normally when you have a bad season, you also have so many players that are ready to just you know, they're ready to finish the season a bit more earlier instead of pushing on. So that's the difference between, like, you know, making finals and not. So someone like well, both Browns. Like, if we were making finals, both Tyler and Cullen Brown wouldn't have had their shoulder surgeries. Like, the shoulder surgeries that they got were basically after season type of surgeries, which every player gets. But they got theirs because it was probably bad enough to where if they played through it, they would have been worse throughout their career. So instead of wasting their careers in a year where they were going to finish, you know, 13th, 14th, somewhere around there, they then sacrificed their season so they can actually be ready for the next season when we can then, like, have a decent crack at, you know, being in the top four. Oh, sorry, top eight, sorry. Yeah, I shouldn't be getting ahead of myself too much by saying top four, Jesus.
I'm gonna check if I received any messages.
I do feel though that we will get we will make the top four in the VFL though. I do genuinely think that. Because if you have guys, even though they're going to be young, but you have them develop, so have guys like Bo and Poulter, Bianco, have him as like not like a captain, but have him like practice his captaincy around that point.
Yeah. Ooh, something on Twitter.
You know, so yeah, just tell him to act like a captain, but just not have the label sort of thing. But trying to think who else. And then yeah, just guys like just trying to get another year of development into them. So like, you know, like a Murphy or a Tyler Brown, just getting some games into those guys and getting like good games under their belts and consistency. And you know, if they're playing, you know, like Tyler Brown and Murphy, if they're both playing on wings, when they go into the AFL, like play them on the wing. Like don't play them in a forward pocket or back pocket. Like play them where they've actually played well. Because I think that's another thing that Bucks has been bad at, is that, you know, he'll play a player, but then it's like, oh shit, well, the guy that went out, it was a forward pocket, and he's a midfielder, and I guess he's roughly that height, so I guess he's a forward. I guess he'll play in the forward pocket now, when that shouldn't be what should happen.
These glasses are killing me.
But yeah, like when it comes to yeah, I mean overall, I'm just excited for the season, because there's just going to be so many people that are just going to improve, and there's just going to be a lot of flexibility with Flyers coaching that we're just going to be very successful under it. Because at the end of the day, like, the best thing about Fly is that he doesn't care how we get successful as long as we are successful. And that's a perfect way to, that's a perfect mindset to be as a coach.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, like, the whole thing about Dacos is that, well, with, you know, Nick Dacos, is that he's literally getting his own coach because he does not want to screw up this, you know, this kid. Like, he knows he's got, you know, a once-in-a-lifetime type of player, and he doesn't want to waste that talent. Like, the fact that you have someone that's so willing to get a player ready to go, that you don't care who does it, that gets him there. As long as he gets there, that's all he cares about. And I think Leber was going to take him, I think, from memory. But yeah, well, the quote was that it was he was gonna hand him off to the most senior coach in the team.
So after these guys, I'm going to end my stream, so check out Ultimate Greatness stream as well. I'll be on there as well, like the I'm just going to go on GK21 and have a look. How many views you got so far? I got 4.
Live viewers, I've got 1 at the moment, I think. Because you were saying I had like 6 at one point, and like it only said I had like 2 or 3. I don't know where.
I checked the other one as well. Might have been from the last stream that you did, maybe.
Possibly. Anyway, I've got 13 playbacks, so that's basically, I think playbacks are views. So I basically got 13 views so far, which, as long as I get around that 30 to 40 mark, I'm pretty happy.
Oh, excuse me. Whoa. Can you guys hear that in chat?
What, the burp?
My farting.
Yeah, I heard something. I thought it was a burp, but alright.
Oh, it smells.
We stay very professional on both channels, just to put that out there, guys.
That's it. Yeah, so check out Ultimate Greatness. Big shout out. He's worked really hard. He's got great content. I recommend his channel to anyone. Check out the
Especially if you
notifications as
follow
well.
the pies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check him out. Subscribe to him.
Yeah, have you seen Mac Andrews' highlights?
No, I haven't.
He's a am I correct in saying he's Sudanese? So he's similar to he's so how we got what's his name? Basaru Faye. He's a Sudanese person as well. So he plays primarily as, is it centre or forward from memory? And what's his name? The dude that has the terrible opinions. Matt Rendell, apparently he reckons GWS will pick him in the top 5. Whatever picks they have within the. Oh, actually, no, I think they've got pick 6. He reckons that he's going to be in the, I guess, in the top 6 picks. Yeah, he looks good, Tom. Definitely. Yeah, because I don't know if you're subscribed to the AFL channel, Kev, but they've been putting out a lot of like draftees highlights, like all the guys that are probably going to go in the first round.
Oh, okay. I've subscribed to the AFL channel. Definitely giving them one good one.
It looks like Horn Francis will be the number 1 pick now, actually, because a lot of people are hyping up his finals game.
Yeah.
Which I'm all for, because whatever gets us Dacos at a lower pick, I'm all for, because regardless on how good this Horn Francis kid is, I mean we know Dacos is, complete class, so whatever it takes to get him from, the first or second pick to there was, I think even Rendell was saying that he reckons he might slip to about 3 or 4. Yeah, it is a bit of a thrashing. I probably might actually put the difficulty up a bit. It's just that whenever I do stream, like when it comes to talking with chat and then also playing well, sometimes I can get a bit distracted and not play as well. But I think I've done alright in this game. And I am playing North, so they're probably not very good.
I'm gonna end my stream. Check out Ultimate Greatness as well. Makes great content. Always, very good at what he does. Also, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Please share our videos, please. It means the world to us creators out here. We just make content for you guys. If it wasn't for you guys, we don't know what we would do. So a big congratulations to Ultimate Greatness subscribers. I'm one of them, and also to my subscribers. It's a pleasure. It's having opinions and having discussions is what we're all about. So I always appreciate your love and support, and so does Ultimate as well. He appreciates our support, your support as well.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think it's very important that we do say this as well, because who knows when the opportunity is going to come as well. But there will be, well, hopefully more content coming up. If you guys don't hear from me this week, I'll keep Sean in the loop on what's happening when I know more information. So that's stuff that we keep between ourselves off stream. Other than that, yeah, it's. But I am on Twitter at KevsMaguires. I'm on Insta if you want to check me out on Insta. Facebook page as well as Kev's Magpies, and I'm on the Collingwood pages. So if you do see me on, if you do see my stuff being shared on the Collingwood pages, yeah, just let me know what you guys think. If you think there needs to be improvement, please tell us and tell me in particular. It does mean the world, but I will check out Mac Andrews' highlights when I can.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them. Like I know Dacos has his own one. The Horn Francis kid has one. Yeah, what was his name? Josh Gibbs has one.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's about 6 of them I think at the moment.
I looked up AFL too, and your stream is on there.
Oh really?
Yeah. Actually,
Yeah. What pick does the Suns have? They've got what pick? Because I know Giants have got pick 2. Do Gold Coast have pick 3 or 4?
I think so. Jeez, he used to on the centimeters. He's pretty tall.
Yeah. Well, it's the same as Rue. Rue's 202 and he's 18. 18 or 19? Like, it's crazy how tall some of these... Especially as well, like, imagine being 18 years old and that tall.
Oh shit, yeah.
Like, even like in the NBA, like, they're even taller.
Oh,
like, I know, as someone... Pick 3, Adelaide had pick 4. Okay, alright. That's all good then. Yeah, well, it's,
But yeah, it's... The highlights I'm seeing is pretty good, so I think he's a ruckman too. And he can play out forward, so who knows with that. Hopefully he gets picked up in the draft. Definitely. So I'm gonna end my stream, guys. Check out Ultimate Greatness. Massive shout out to him. 71 subscribers. Really great effort. I'm on 129, and I did get worried because I didn't think I was going to get to my goal, but if it wasn't for you guys who watch my content, I always appreciate it. And I don't want to burst into tears, but I want to say thank you to each and every one of you, and I love you all very much. And I really do mean that from the bottom of my heart. You too, man. Like, you've been a really great support for me. So, I just want to say that to you as well, because I know that you listen to this. So, and until next time, guys. I might put this up on Twitter. Oh, I forgot to put up my stream on Twitter. Oh well, it's not gonna matter. But so until next time, see you guys. Oh, better check what they want.
Yeah, just want to make sure to let you know that you're still on as well from my live stream, so just want to make sure you don't forget.
Yeah, it's all good, man. I'll be back.
Yeah, all good. Take your time. Alright, so... Okay, yeah, that's a pretty good height for an AFL player, Tom. Yeah, I'm 191. So I'm 6'3" in terms of my actual height. which is I'm actually the same height as Pendlebury. That's the thing that I keep reminding myself. The only difference is obviously the major difference in talent. That's the only difference between me and Pendlebury. Get him good. But yeah, so if there's any questions you guys have in the chat, more than happy to answer them about anything. Like even when it comes to, I guess, where I think the trade period and free agency will go for certain players. I did, if no one ended up seeing my Twitter, I did put up, is that going to go in? Yep. I did put up a post on there in terms of just a little, just for fun, trying to put up a scenario on who's going where and what for. Just as a like a little cheeky sort of stream. A tweet. And yeah, just to see people's reactions. It seemed like it went well. So yeah, I've got guys like I had, I think, Sear and Lynch in a trade. I had Coxie in a trade. So yeah, just let me know what you guys, if you guys want me to just talk about those things and why I think they are. So happy to go through that. But yeah, I think when it comes to the trade period, I think we can figure out a way to do pretty well and to get enough draft points for both Dacos and Dib. So if anyone's worrying about that, yeah, we'll definitely find a way, that's for sure. He's nearly got the handball off. Do I want Cox to go? Personally, like, I go about it in two ways. Do I want him to go in terms of, like, I don't think he's a good player, or that I don't like him as a player? I would say no, I do want him to stay for that reason. But I think the question comes down to, if he stays, somebody has to go. And I feel like if Cox is going to go, I'd rather someone like Cox go than, say, for example, because I think what Rantel's out of contract, so, if someone asked me would I rather Rantel or Cox, I think I'd be, even though they're obviously different types of players, but, I think especially with Graham Wright, it was very clear that we are going for the more younger players. Yeah, the fact that he put out the statement, quote, whatever you want to call it, is because he said that we're going for a certain age demographic. That basically just spells the writing on the wall for someone like a Cox, who's 30, and I think at times it was very clear that he'd probably played his last game, whenever his last game was, which was I'm assuming around 18, 19. So I wouldn't want him to go because I have enjoyed him being at the Collingwood Football Club, but I think he'll need to go just for certain players to stay, because at the end of the day, when it comes to these things, somebody has to go eventually. So somebody has to go every year, and I feel like someone like a Rantel, someone like I know Madge is out of contract. Like, I'd rather Madge over Cox. So yeah, there's not really. Unfortunately, he just doesn't really have much. yeah, there's really not much more that we can really do with him. Jeez, I screwed that one up. Yeah, we can't really do much with him, so, you know, it's best to, if he gets a suitor, which Brisbane is the rumour, he'll go to Brisbane, and I think, in fact, no, I don't have the document actually. I'll see if I can get it up on my Twitter, because I definitely have it on my Twitter.
By the way, man, I put them Mac Andrews highlights on Twitter as well.
Oh, okay, cool.
So if anyone wants to watch it, they can.
Yeah, just trying to find my tweet that had all the...
Whoa, that's a smashing, man.
Yeah, I had it on, what was the one under senior? Which is, I think it's the basic difficulty.
Oh,
But then I changed it to senior about halfway through. Where is it? Yeah, so it's just a straight swap. So I had Cox going to the Lions for pick 53, which I think is, we could potentially get something a little bit lower. Regardless of whatever that pick is, I think that's the pick we'll use to get Lipinski. And yeah, and when it comes to the doggies only have there was like a first round pick and then pick 74. So because I think pick what was it, pick 53, because it's a third round pick. I feel like we could probably get just another pick out of doggies there. So probably get what I have. So I'd pick 53 to the Dogs for Lipinski and pick 74, which I think is a solid effort. And then that pick could probably be used for someone that's like on the rookie list. If there's anyone on the rookie list to, you know, promote up to the senior list, that's normally what those picks are for. Because even if it's like for Jack, I think Jack has probably earned his spot up. Yeah, there's plenty of them. So, who do we have? It's any new? I got Grundy back. Put Grundy back in the ruck. The Dacos is back. Get him in. We'll get Kruger up at centre forward. And then, yeah, AJ half forward. Oh wait, what am I doing?
I'm generally excited about next year, man. I'm generally excited.
Yeah, no, I think we're gonna have a fantastic year. Personally, yeah, I think I mean, I'm probably one of the more positive supporters going around at the moment, but I really do think that the AFL team will make top 8 and the VFL team will make top 4. Like,
Imagine if we won the premiership in the VFL.
Yeah, I was actually just about to say that. Like, I'd even go as far to say that I can really see the VFL team winning the premiership next year with the list we have. Because you got to also think of all the VFL list of players that we have too that are also semi-decent as well. And then, yeah, if we don't have too many injuries, God, it's going to be interesting. I'm going to look at the forward line now. I think that's about right.
Must have read your mind then.
Yeah, pretty much. Because, yeah, that was exactly what I was going to go with. I think that's about right. I can't see anyone that's like I'm looking at, unless if I'm missing someone. Nah, I think that's about right. Alright, let's get into Sydney then. Yeah, I might as well just I might as well just go through the whole trades now. So I've got basically, so obviously I think it's best for JT to go. He's obviously a free agent, so we're not gonna get him through any, like, we're not gonna be trading him. I guess just because he's from Queensland, I'm assuming he's probably gonna, there's a potential of him going back home. So if either a Brisbane or a say like a Gold Coast Suns pick him up, we could probably get a semi-decent compensation. Especially because with Gold Coast, they're infamous for, you know, not being the, like they're basically infamous for, you know, um, paying average players too much and, you know, not getting the full worth of, their own like players through trades going in or out. So I'm thinking when it comes to JT, he'll probably go to the Suns via free agency, and I feel compensation would be around pick 45. So, you know, that's obviously going to be a really good get for us. Let me just do the center bounce first. Jesus. I'll just do the center bounce and then hopefully get on to the next one.
I also shared your YouTube channel on my Twitter as well, man. Just trying to
That was one thing I forgot to do too. Yeah, I need to do that as well.
Well, you can always retweet it as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the loo. I might go to bed soon as well. I think it's nearly 10:30. I'll be back.
Yep. Well, Tom, I'm not sure if you saw the thing was that even though, again, whatever he does say, do take it with a grain of salt, because he has had some opinions that are pretty out there. But Rantel reckons that, you know, he could potentially fall down to around pick 3 or 4. And if he falls down to pick 3, we're gonna have enough to right now we have enough if Dacos goes to pick 3, but then we obviously won't have enough for Dib. But with some of the trade scenarios that I've got, I think I checked it and it basically gets us over 3,000 points as a whole. So it's definitely possible to get some points into for both Dib and Dacos, and then hopefully we can draft like a key defender that can be half decent as well. So if if someone like a Darcy Moore Roughhead goes down, that can happen. I will go on to, so for the second move I feel like we'll do in the trade and free agency is, I mean, we're obviously out of the free agency part, but so for the trades, we've got Cox going to Brisbane, and I feel like we'll probably get, in terms of the picks, it's hard to know what it will be roughly, but I feel like we're going to get something around the 53 mark, which is basically I believe it's an early 4th round pick. So, and if it's not a 4th round, it's like a late 3rd. But yeah, I think pick 53 is about right. I think the Dogs did have 59. Sorry, the Lions did have pick 59. Yeah, people are saying Dib is going to be around pick 30 to 40 at the moment, so I do like he was hyped up early on, but once he was a part of all the talks and stuff, and recruiters started to look at him, they sort of saw his flaws pretty early. So, and then after that, they were hot on him early, but yeah, once they found out how he played and things like that, he's the hype started to cool off pretty quickly. Because he was getting as much as attention as Dacos, because they were both in the same, like, you know, going to Collingwood. The media kind of, when they were hyping up Dacos, they were also hyping up Dib as well. But Dib, not that Dib will, I think Dib will be a good player, but when you're trying to hype up for someone to be in the first round, Dib's just not worth the first round pick. So that's why I probably Dib went a bit quiet throughout the year. But you know, even if he is a pick 30 or 40, that's still a solid pick. I believe Poulter was about pick 30 as well. So if we get someone like a Poulter, that'd be pretty cool. Or like a similar output towards someone like himself, that would be a pretty good effort. I'll get there. Yes, there we go. Yeah, so Lions have pick 53, 59, so it'll be somewhere around there. So I've just gone pick 53. And I think they also had 40, 49, I think they had. Then the next move will have so Max Lynch and Braden Sear, and picks 36, 47 to go to the Cats. And then we get Kruger, and then picks 30, 32, and 34. So I feel like, because with the Cats they need a ruckman, and then they probably need a decent replacement for Selwood, because Selwood's going to be 33 going into next season. So he's obviously going to be retiring soon. I feel Sear's going to be, because they've got that good culture, they can probably get something out of Sear, and they can get some decent footy out of him. And then obviously with Lynch, Geelong are basically crying out for a ruckman that's, you know, ready to go. And then after that it's just a bunch of pick swaps. Obviously we know what Kruger's about. And yeah, and then obviously for us we go up the draft board with picks 30, 32, and 34. Then the next move, yeah, I spoke a little bit about before, and that's as I just get this mark, that's pick 53 that goes to the Dogs. So the pick that we got for Cox. I don't think he'll get the distance here, would he? And get the mark. Ah, there we go. And then that pick 53 goes to the Dogs for Lipinski, and pick 74. Dogs go up a little bit in the draft. Yes, they let go of Lipinski, but because he's out of contract, they're not going to be getting too much for him. So I feel like that's, in a sense, I'm sure Doggies will still be a bit annoyed because they feel like they'll probably want a second round. But at least that's a lot better than, you know, losing him for nothing and going in the preseason draft. So I think that's where the talks will be held at. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. So we keep Madgen and Rantel, and probably sign them both to like 2-year deals. And can we chase this guy down? No, we can't. And then as a whole for draft night, we go into draft night with picks 30, 32, 34, 40, 42, 45, and 74. So it gives us plenty of draft picks and then plenty of picks to then trade up. So we can bundle a couple picks together and get a bit higher up in the draft and go about it that way. And I think it left us with about... yeah, so Stengel and Naish are going to be delisted free agents. I believe Stengel got delisted last year, but I've heard, I think they spoke about it on Trade Radio, and they said that a delisted free agent doesn't have to be delisted from the current that same year. So he will come in as through a delisted free agency. And yeah, Naish got delisted this year, so he'll come through as a delisted free agency. Hey Grace. And yeah, so you can bundle, say 32 and 42, and you might be able to get a pick somewhere in the mid-20s or something. So depending on how that is points wise, yeah, it gives us a little flexibility, and yeah, it basically gives us a good spot going in. And yeah, with I think it was something like, I think it was just under 3,200 points for picks. Yeah, that puts us in a great spot for Dacos and Dib, and then hopefully with enough points left over. Yeah, hopefully with enough points left over, that also gives us probably enough for a semi-decent pick, hopefully around a 4th round pick. And if we can find a decent key back, that would be perfect. With maybe also, promoting a couple of guys up to the senior list as well too. Yeah, got him. There you go. Probably shouldn't have got that one, but alright. Oh, had AJ over the top. More for sure. My only question is that if he's going to be up, because obviously when you captain a club, you got to play the majority of the games regardless. So I would say more, because just hoping that he has an injury-free year. The injury he did have though was a PCL, so it wasn't a hamstring. He has had a injury history with hamstrings, so at least it's not that. Even though PCLs are not necessarily, the best thing to be doing injury-wise, but yeah, I think that's the go. I think for I think that's the go for going into next season, making Darcy Moore captain. Whether if he co-captains with Pendlebury, because I feel like Fly wants to. I just have this gut feeling that Fly wants to have Pendlebury as captain for at least one more year. So whether if they have those two as co-captains, it can really go either way. And I mean, at this point, with how well the club has gone, yeah, I'm not fussed. Whatever they pick, I'm fully happy to back them in, because I've had a very good track record of late when it's come to making decisions. So, oh Jesus! So that's, I think, where from a club you kind of have to back in your club to make the right call. Not that we have a say or anything, but yeah, I feel like if the club comes out and says, "No, we fully back a certain player," then there's no doubts from me that whatever that call is, that'll be the right one. And I would imagine the Stengel and Naish are definitely probably going to be done, because I think we had interest in Naish last year. But we definitely had interest in Stengel for at least 6. I know we tried to pick him up in the mid-season draft. We just had guys like AJ and Begg that were available, and we just decided to choose those guys before Stengel. But I'm pretty sure our interest is still pretty high on Stengel. And if you've watched his highlights of the Sandful, I'm so keen to get him on board because he's going to be awesome. You there, Kev?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm back.
Yeah. All good. Yeah, so I feel like it'll go... In terms of players that'll be probably going out, I feel like it'll be Cox, Sear, JT. And then you got the 2 retirees in Tohill. Well, I guess it's a bit disrespectful, like we have 3 retirees. Because Tohill technically retired.
Yeah, I think it's the same.
What was that? 6 players go out. Do you feel like the club will like have a surprise like trade? Like whether if it is they trade someone like Madge, because Madge is on that list as being uncontracted, and also Rantel.
It would not surprise me.
Yeah. Yeah, I reckon if they find decent deals for them, I think they would trade them, but I think that when it comes to it, yeah, they'll, yeah, it'll be interesting either way, but I feel like, there's no like, if we trade those other guys that we mentioned, I feel like it'll be like, yeah, we'll basically get to the point where we don't have to be trading out any of those players. And I think when it comes to someone like a Madge or a Rantel,
I do feel sorry for Tohill that he had to announce his retirement. Like, I get why, but I would have thought that would have been a good
he was going to become a doctor. I mean, a doctor takes up all of your time. Like, when it comes to those things. Yeah, so Lipinski, Kruger, Stengel, Dacos, Dib, Nash. Yeah, I think that's about it. And then hopefully through the draft we get a couple of key defenders. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so how many is that? Is that 6? Yeah, that seems about right. I don't think it would change too much. Other than like a couple of draft picks that we just don't know about, but that's about it, I reckon.
Oh, fuck.
Ooh. There we go. Yeah, that's where yeah, the young key defender will come in.
Oh, fuck.
And then I'm sure we'll... Oh, I mean, we could also just use... We could just get some, like, really, really low picks, and we could just promote some people up on the senior list. So, I'm not too sure who's on the senior list... sorry, who's on the rookie list at the moment. I think Tom Wilson's still on the rookie list, for memory. So maybe someone like a Tom Wilson might might get a promotion. I mean, Inovan could. But you know, I think he could. I think he's only had the 1 year on the rookie contract, so they might want to. They might want to keep him on that for a few more years. Because I think there's like a rule where, yeah, Chug and Inovan are our rookie players. I think Wilson's on like a somewhat of like a category B rookie. I don't think that's the exact one that he's on, but that's roughly what it is. So you promote someone like a Wilson up to the senior list. I'm trying to think who else is on. It'd be on the Collingwood website, wouldn't it, Kev?
I think so.
No, they don't say it specifically. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm pretty sure Tom Wilson is a part of the rookie, some level of a rookie list type scenario. So I'd imagine he would get a promotion. So if we were going to use like a pick 74, that's probably what we would use it on. And then it just depends on what else after that. So whether if that is come on, there we go. Yep, over the top.
Four in the chat, 4 likes. So
Yeah, no, it's been good.
That is really appreciated.
Yeah, no, like the support you guys have shown me over the last few weeks has been fantastic. We need to obviously keep this up and yeah, just keep going how we're going. Actually, did Chug get his contract in the end?
I think he may have. I think we're going to give it to him.
Yeah, because I feel like... Yeah, because I think the rumour was he was going to sign, what, 2 years, wasn't he? Or, no, a year. He was going to extend for a year. Come on, AJ, get there. Oh, that might be a goal. Nah, damn. Yeah, I think he was going to do the same thing as Inovan, where I think he was going to get 1 year. Yeah, I think they're probably waiting on it because I reckon they're probably going to do something similar. Or they're probably going to look at if we get Naish or not, because Naish is like that same player. And whether if they think that, you know, someone like a... Because we got, what, Noble, Quainer, as well as Chug and Naish. That's 4 people in that spot. If you want... You probably don't want anything more than 4 of that sort of type in your team. So whether if they think that, you know, Naish is that sort of type to essentially you know, they're going after someone like a Naish because it's an upgrade from a Chug. So I could maybe see that could be a thing too.
Yep.
But then yeah, if you're gonna get obviously
Oops.
if you're gonna be replacing Chug, then if you get Naish, I'm pretty sure a delisted free agent goes straight to the senior list. So you're replacing a rookie player that for someone to go on the...
I'm just playing Beta Rocket, Fall Guys until...
Yeah, I do need to download Fall Guys actually. Need to play that.
Also, guys, if you are watching, don't forget to keep up the like button. Don't forget to share Ultimate Greatness channel to all your friends and family, and try and get that support up as well.
Yeah.
Each bit goes a long way to help him grow his channel as much as possible. I can see him having 1,000 subs. I really do. I think he'll get there.
I haven't even got 100 yet, so I'd probably, that's a bit too far away for me at the moment to look at. It's, it'd be nice to see, but yeah, that's a pathway that's a bit too far away from me at the moment.
But at least, yeah, if you set out a long-term goal and you keep adding goals to how many subscribers you want, at least, you know, that way you can try and grow as much as possible.
Yeah. I do want to get on to Tom's question though too, or not question, like kind of more of a statement, but yeah, I do feel that it's a bit. It obviously it was clear that we needed a Tom Lynch and not a Beams. But if there's anyone to blame for that, that's Eddie. Eddie was the one that basically told Ned Guy to basically told him to get Beams in or else, and that was as much as people want to give Ned Guy a lot of I guess essentially crap. There's one thing that people need to realize is that a lot of the things that he had to do, he didn't have much of a bargaining sort of he didn't have much bargaining power. So when you had and then we've heard all the rumors about Beams about his gambling issues and how much money he owed and then how Eddie paid off his debts and stuff. I don't want to believe that it's real, but with how Eddie has acted over the last 12 to 18 months, it wouldn't surprise me at this point. Yeah, so I guess that's my opinion on that, but yeah, Tom Lynch was clearly the better choice. He was also a Collingwood supporter too. Both him and Jeremy Cameron were both Collingwood supporters too. I'm pretty sure. So again, probably wouldn't have taken much persuasion to probably get them over here too. So if you want to blame anybody for choosing Beams over someone like a Tom Lynch, blame Eddie. Because I think when it comes to someone like a Ned Guy was only the middleman. And yes, he was the one that was negotiating the deal, but yeah, he just didn't have much bargaining power, and for Eddie to just basically, obviously we don't know for sure what happened, but I mean it's pretty clear. If you read between the lines, he just basically said to Ned Guy to I don't care how you get him, but get him into this club. Because yeah, and then Eddie would have said that obviously due to the whole, Beams' issue with his debt and everything. So he would have paid off his debt, and he would have got Beams into the club that way. That's the thing. I don't think anyone will pull him up. One of the things that I'm actually very frustrated about that I don't think anybody has talked about the way that they handled Kirby. Kale Kirby was literally my favorite player when he was starting off. I went out and got a 125-year anniversary jumper because I thought Kirby was my favorite player at the time, and I thought for someone that I liked so much, and I was thinking for 125th anniversary jumper, wouldn't it be awesome to have someone that started the new generation? So for to have his number on the back of it, and you know, to say here's 125 years of history, and then to have a player that would have gone on and to potentially have a good career. You know, I was super excited for Kirby to come over and play for Collingwood, but yeah, that's definitely. I'm not sure if I'll ever get any answers, but that's definitely one I for sure wanna start hearing from people. You know what actually happened with that, because from all we know is that he basically collapsed in a practice match, and that he had heart issues, and then that was it. We never really heard anything from him after that.
And he played one game for us too.
Yeah, he played the last round of 2017. And God, like I was so happy that he debuted, because it was actually really funny too. Because I actually got to meet him the week before. Because I think I told this story. I'm not too sure. Um, we played Geelong in the second last round of the year, and you know, obviously as someone that goes to the footy, you obviously organise, you know, how you're going to do certain things. And
Yep.
I mixed up the AFL and the VFL times around. So when the AFL started, I thought the VFL was on after, not before. So we'd finished playing Geelong in the AFL, and so
We played
obviously,
Melbourne
you know,
last
so obviously for me, I walked over to, you know, the VFL ground waiting for the game to start. And you know, anyway, I was looking around and there was nobody set. Yeah, I think you were saying that the other day, Tom. Yeah, if there's a way to watch some like footage of him somehow, I'd love to see it if there is. Um, but yeah. So obviously, you know, thinking, okay, I'll just go to the ground and watch the VFL and watch Kirby play. And yeah, it was just all just. It wasn't like dead silent around the ground and stuff, but you just knew that if there was something on, like it looked like everyone was not prepared for a game that was about to start. So I was a bit sort of weirded out for a second, and I'm thinking, oh, okay. Anyway, later on, figured out that it was the wrong time they played before the AFL game, not after. And but yeah, as I like figured out, there was a guy that was there at the time, and he, you know, we were just talking about the game and stuff as you do, just like a casual, normal Collingwood chat, just with another fan. And, you know, and I was literally just telling him, like, you know, he's like, damn, I really want to see Kirby play today, and like, blah, blah, like all this stuff. And literally, as I had my back turned towards the MCG side, I'm sure if you've ever been there, there's the traffic lights
Yep.
that connect in between the MCG and the Holden Centre. So I had my back towards those lights, so I couldn't see who was crossing the lights. So obviously, you know, this guy that I was talking to, he could see the lights and everything like that. And I'm just, you know, sitting there going like, yeah, you know, Kirby's my favorite player and everything. Anyway, this guy goes on and says, "Oh, speak of the devil," and I'm just thinking, okay, this is like his mate that's rocked up or something along those lines. And so I didn't pay too much attention to it. But then, like as he got to, I don't know, about 20 meters away, he was like trying to give me like the nod of like, "Hey, like turn around, like he's there." So I turned around and it was literally Kirby himself walking from the MCG to the Holden Centre, and like the whole time, like I was in shock. I had the biggest smile on my face. Like there couldn't have been um more. I couldn't have been like my day couldn't have gotten any better. Like it was such an awesome feeling. Um, and yeah, so obviously I was able to get him to, you know, he ended up signing the jumper as well and everything. So I had a 125th anniversary jumper signed by Kirby. And I've still got the jumper here and everything. And yeah, it was just something to where, like, I don't think I'll ever forget that experience, and to have that experience, yeah, to me was just like awesome. It was like one of those ones where, you know, I don't think things could have worked out any better. And
I bought that particular Guernsey as well at the AFL store. I
yeah,
think it might have been at Foundgate or Southland at the time of Boxing Day sales.
yeah, I bought mine at Rebel Sport. It was like right when they came out too. So it was like all brand new and everything. And yeah, it was just one of those things. Like I thought it'd be a really cool idea, and because Kirby was my favorite player at the time, I just thought, hey, it'd be really cool, just as like from a symbolic point of view, to have the 125-year history and then to give it to the player that was then going to pass on that history, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool, Tom. But yeah, like it was honestly one of the best days ever, and it caught me off by surprise so well, and it was like, do you know how when something happens and it's like everything happens so perfect, you just can't believe it happened? Like everything happened in a way where it was just absolutely perfect, and it's like, nah, surely this can't work out this way. Like there's got to be some caveat, or there's got to be something in the way to screw this up, but nah. So that's a memory I'll cherish forever. But then yeah, in saying that too, so he had heart issues and stuff. So the club never addressed it. Whenever it came, like I would religiously, I mean, I'd watch any content Collie would make anyway. But I would like make sure I would watch the injury report just to figure out like what's going on with Kirby. And they would barely talk about him, except that yeah, Kirby's doing okay and he's tracking well. And we'll see how he's going in the next few weeks. And I'm just sitting there going like, what's going on with him? So if there's anything that I would want to address personally, like if I personally had something that I'd want to address, that would be something that I would want to know, like what the hell went on with that, because yeah, he definitely deserved a lot more than what he got, I guess.
He retired really young too.
Yeah, it was his first year. He was leading the Coleman in the second last round of the year, and then he then obviously debuted in round one. And then his second year, yeah, in the practice match, that was when he had his heart issue. So technically he didn't even make it to his second official season. So um, I think I'll go with that team for now. Yeah, it's crazy how young he is. Because also as well, when he was there and he was 18, 19, like he had like a full on beard and everything. Like whenever I first saw him, like I was watching him playing VFL because he was playing for Richmond at the time, and like my first thought, like I just automatically just thought, okay, yeah, this is this guy that's this this guy that's been around the VFL for 10, 12 years. This VFL vet player, and just throwing his weight around and everything. Thought, yeah, this is pretty cool. And then I found out that he was only a kid and he was 18 or like 17 and about to get drafted. I'm thinking, holy shit, yeah. Um, and then obviously draft night happened and we picked him at pick 50, which I believe was the same pick we got with Swan as well too. So obviously I'm like so hyped, and then there's the whole story with how he was in the pokies and stuff with his family, and he had to walk into the pokies to tell his whole family that he just got drafted to Collingwood. Um, and man, like God, I miss Kirby so much. Because that was like the other thing too, was like when he first, because you could tell I was like his like first fan that like spoke to him like genuinely. Because like he was just it wasn't that he was like scared or anything, but he was just like really, like you're a fan of me. And I literally had to like show him like the jumper, the fact that I had 27 on there, and I was saying like like no, I'm like dead set serious. Like you've no idea like how much like I've sounds like weird just like talking about it like now, but like, you know, like how you speak to, in a sense, like with another player, like how, you know, you watch him every week and stuff, and yeah, he was sort of a bit sort of like, not weirded out, but like he was just sort of like he just couldn't accept that he had a fan, I guess, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I think that's what
Um,
happens.
yeah, but and he was a great kid too. Like, just knew how to take a joke. Was just I actually got to have a chat with Taylor Adams this season. At the VFL. Because he was there on it wasn't Anzac Day, but it was that week, and the VFL played on the Saturday. And he kind of reminds me to have the same sort of behaviours as him, actually. And yeah, just this person that just, you know, he's not the most straightforward person that you'll meet, but he's just got such, he's just a really good character that you just want to get behind.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, like I was really, really grateful to, you know, have the chat with him, and or with both of them actually, because yeah, when I spoke to Kirby in 2017, and yeah, Adams this year.
That's what I like. People that make.
Oh, that's actually really cool. Yeah, like yeah, it's always, especially if it's like your favorite player, it's like the best feeling. Like there's really no feeling like it.
I'm a big fan of Jamie Elliott.
Yeah.
I remember I was at training. I told him that I bought a picture frame that had him in it, and he goes, "Oh really?" And he go, "Yeah." I said, "Well,
Yeah.
take back, man, get a refund." And I just laughed at it.
Yeah,
It's
like
just like,
it's nah, Kirby was kind of the same actually. Like you didn't say that specifically, but like yeah, like he was just, because like no one had like come up to him like that, because he genuinely thought I was like trolling, and I'm like, no, like I legit have the jumper for you. I got it. I literally got like a special jumper, signed it, and every sorry, like had the jumper and everything, and I wanted him to sign it, and yeah, he just couldn't, like, he thought I was trolling him. Like, he thought, he was probably thinking, oh, okay, yeah, you know, Pendlebury's over there, you know, he can probably sign it. You know, that's probably the player you want. It's like, no, mate, like, I've got 27 on here. Like, I mean, what more do I have to say to convince you that you're my favourite player? Um, but no, oh, he was such an awesome bloke. Like, just such a, um, I don't know if this is like the right saying for it, but he was just a kid's kid. Like,
yeah,
just you know, like he would just be mucking around, just having a bit of a joke. Um, we were talking about well, and because the guy that was talking to me at the time, like he also stayed back and had a chat as well. Um, and yeah, like we spoke about some things, and like I think one of the questions that the guy said, "Oh Jesus, that's a bit of a bad kick." But yeah, one of the guys said, you know, who was a team that you love to face, and he came back with the answer, like it was whoever was on the bottom of the ladder that time, that year. Um, yeah, and just said, oh, you know, I like to face these guys because they're absolutely shit. And just the way he was just so blunt about it was just so like funny, and just it was so fresh to see, because you see so many players that are just geez, I need to really get my accuracy back. But yeah, like it was
I
just so
guess.
fresh to see, because like for me personally, like whenever you see players, they're always on TV and they're always like straight batting answers. So when you're like hearing them speak and they're actually like saying their thoughts because they're not scared to say what they actually want to say, it was just so, so good at the time.
Oh yeah.
Because yeah, you weren't getting a straight bat answer. it was pretty much like a genuine sort of like, no, this is what I actually feel, and you could feel that they were comfortable where they were because, yeah, they were just talking footy and just, he was just obviously happy that, he was, yeah, he was actually just talking to someone that was a fan and that was, yeah, someone that had been supporting him all season, I guess. But no, he was surprised though. That was one thing I definitely got the vibe of. Because, like, I literally had to, like, show him the jumper and everything, and the fact that I had his number on the back. Yeah, well, once I showed him that, then he started to be, oh, okay, fair enough.
No, I think that's it. Like, it gets to the point where you think, so now you have like,
On.
oh, fuck no, man.
Surprised Motlop didn't go to the goal square. There we go, got it out. Oh, there we go. Yes. I actually got 5 likes in the stream. Yeah, thanks so much, guys, for the support. It's definitely been greatly appreciated. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm saying like I appreciate any support as possible. Oops, turn that down.
Yeah, no, especially with just how, like, this community has been, like, it just, like, every time, like, I'm thinking about, like, making videos and stuff, and I'm, like, making, like, AFL related content, every time I'm just thinking to myself, like, why did I not do this sooner? Like,
I think the same. I literally do think that.
yeah. Because, I mean, like, I've been essentially a content creator on and off for, it'll be 10 years next year. So I've been basically making videos, and I've been around for, yeah, since 2012. So yeah, and
Think
it's
I would
weird
have
too, because I mean,
joined.
like, I've been a subscriber to, guys like Twisties and Caden and all those guys. Like, when they were like, I think I was like one of, like, I was a subscriber to Twisty when, easily, when he was like under 2,000 subs, like, easily, like, he probably would have been, in the around the 1,000 mark, to be honest. I reckon I've been following that dude for, God, it wouldn't surprise me if it's been 10 years. And then I think Caden came a bit later.
Oh, pretty
And then I think
much.
I've been following Swoop for 2 years now.
Yeah, roughly about that. 2020, 2021.
Yeah.
I think as well, and a shout out to Sweet Boy. He is like the blue abroad in a way, and
Mm,
unlike the Comic Oz version of it. Um,
yeah.
I don't know if you agree with that or not, but I think when I watch Blue Board, when I watch Tommy Oz as well, I know exactly what I'm gonna get
Yeah.
when they do previews and that. Um, I would love to be able to enjoy a really good content from them and have my own content, whether from making cameras or having a room somewhere set up that I can watch the game, I can do what you're doing as well. Um, I think that's something that it would be great to do. So
That was actually one of the things that Tom actually brought up a good, at least talking point, is that I'm actually kind of, well, I really hope he does more like interviews and stuff because of how I know last year he did he interviewed, Reef and, like he interviewed a couple people, but like, yeah, he's actually not that bad of like a reporter, or like, if he interviews people, he actually does pretty well.
oh shit, yeah.
Um, but yeah, because he had Mick McGuan on I remember when, but it was around this time last year. Yeah, Logan McDonald he did as well. Yeah, he did a whole bunch of people, and I guess because he was doing like past players and players going through the draft. Not to say that they're like easy hits or anything like that, but they're obviously pretty good gets, and the fact that he was able to have that type of content, yeah, oh man, like I've got nothing but great things to say about him, um, and we haven't even discussed like how good of a bloke he is too.
I think with Caden McDonald, like he's grown massively. Like
Yeah,
he's the king of
well,
the AFL.
Caden's also done a lot of like cricket stuff too, which has helped him because I know with the AFL circles, he's sort of like he's obviously like the biggest going around. But I think because he's that, oh, I got Jeremy Howe injured now. Damn. Um, yeah. I just, I just completely lost what I was going to say. Um, yeah. But anyway, actually, it would be good to know your thoughts on this. Actually, do you reckon we will see a time, whether if it's in say a couple of years' time? Do you think we ever see a future where Logan McDonald puts on the Pies colours?
I think that would be good. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah,
So
because he
I
is a
think
Collingwood supporter. Even
yeah,
though he's from Perth, he's actually a Collingwood supporter. And I mean, who do we have as forwards now? I mean, oh, we haven't got too many that are like too old, but yeah, maybe it might be part like unless if we have issues with any players going forward, maybe we might be able to get him in that way, but I think we're probably pretty much out because Darcy Cameron's pretty young, isn't he? He's only what 25.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but then again, I guess we can always trade players out. Like we can always trade a Darcy Cameron out, and I'm pretty sure the notion at the moment is Ben King. He's the he's the big fish to get in 2 years' time. So
Yeah, it's just a situation that, you know, I
Yeah,
love to see
time's
many.
actually flown by pretty quickly, Graz. Um, what
Oh,
time did we start?
100%.
Oh, I was streaming for 2 hours. Jeez. No, because I don't have much on tomorrow, so I've just sort of just let the flow take its course. And so far we've been streaming and doing pretty well, so I haven't really had a need to stop. So
Well, that's it.
get there, I reckon we'll do it. Oh no, come back. Yes, it is too. Daylight savings is tonight.
Make sure you have your time clocks an hour early too, guys.
Yeah.
As well.
The only clock I think I have to change is I think the clock in my car, but even then, I still use my phone as the time.
Yeah, so have I.
Yeah.
So, how many followers on Twitch can you have before you go live?
What do you mean?
On Twitter?
I have no idea. I didn't even know that was a thing. Is that actually a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, Graz. I've got Kev. Just co-hosting. Is that the right word?
Yeah, you'd say that.
Yeah, because we've kind of been doing it for each other's channels We've been doing it for about a week or two now, so uh, I've personally I think it's gone well for both channels, so I can't see why I can't continue.
And even if we do Discord as well, like, at least that way, it would be good, as well, because I know people that get on the Discord channel or you get in a party chats on the PlayStation as well.
Mm.
And if you need some conversations kept private away from the PlayStation, YouTube, you can do that. So I think that's a good option. That I'm glad that Discord's out. I'm glad that Twitter's out and that sort of stuff. Like the amount of people you can talk to and that you
Yeah.
see up there, I think it's really good.
You should be if you just subbed, you should be the 72nd, I believe, Graz. But I'll just check that real quick. Okay, it says 71 now. Okay, I might have just lost the sub in the last however long, in the last couple of hours. Oh, here we go. Good pickup. No, I could have sworn I had 71 going into today, but at the end of the day, like it's not too much of a big deal. At the end of the day, just the main priority is just creating content and entertaining the viewers, so there's really not much stress over that. I'm sure as you'll find out watching more of the content, I'm pretty laid back like that.
And my friends love to shoot to me as well.
Yeah, about what? Oh, that was a mark. Oh, the dot's literally behind the line. Surely that went through. Yeah, as I say, guys, it's not that big of a deal. At the end of the day, one sub's not gonna do too much damage. I'm sure, hopefully, if I make some decent content still, I'm sure I'll be able to get that sub back fairly quickly anyway. Whether if it's the person that unsubbed or a whole new person to sub entirely, I'm sure I'll be able to get something. Yeah, I haven't really been thinking about this game too much, but yeah, it seems like we're going pretty well at the moment with yeah, being up by what about 4 goals, I think it is. A pretty good effort. Not that I think being in the wet maybe makes it more different, but normally in the real life, you know, when you got wet weather footy, it's always pretty low scoring. I don't think if there's like any more questions to talk about. Yeah, if there is any questions you guys want me to answer or for Kev to answer, as he's obviously with us too. Yeah, I'm sure both myself and Kev would be happy to answer them. So if you're in the chat and have something to ask, fire away. Yeah, there's every chance I could be streaming. Yeah, things are going pretty well at the moment, so I'm in no rush to stop now, so don't have anything on tomorrow, so we'll just see how it goes, but there's every chance I could be still on. Might have to stop at maybe 12:30, I reckon. After that, I think that's probably about it, because yeah, at that point would probably be at like the 3 hour range. Alright, let's see if we got any injuries. There you go, got Grundy back. He'll slot back in. That seems about right. Oh, back. Normally they're Rusco. The Rusco is injured. Yep. Alright, well then, let's get Noble in there. Actually, we'll put Quainer there on the bench. Actually, probably one question to ask is well, actually, I'll answer Tom's question first. Yes, I do watch the Big Bash. I am a Renegades fan, and I've been a Renegades fan since the start. So, yeah, we definitely had some pretty rough days early on. Last season was probably more closer to our darker days, but yeah, I think was it the season before or the season before that where we did alright and we won it all?
Seagrass.
Like 2 or 3 years. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the Gades go this year. I know we picked up Adamson. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't there. I did go to. Oh, what was the? I went to the. I think it was the last game that Renegades played Stars, and Renegades had a massive comeback. That was a really, really good game to watch because it was actually, it made it so much better because I had support, like the Star supporters around me giving me so much shit. And then, yeah, when, what's his name, Bo, was it Bo and, I think Harvey and, who's that young kid, Jake something. He's got like a hyphenated name too. I'm sure the second I see it in chat, I'll know exactly who it is. Yeah, no, oh, that was such a good game because then it was him and Fraser McGurk. That's right. It wasn't it him and Fraser McGurk and so I think it was those two and Bo all contributed towards that last bit. And then was it Richardson that hit the winning runs? Hit it over point or something from memory. Because it came, I'm pretty sure it came down to the final over too. Because yeah, that game was so good to watch because, especially just for that season alone, like that was a rough season to watch. Oh, let's keep that way, but all right. On checkers. Ooh. Come on, Hosk. There you go. I mean, Tom, I'm more than happy to talk about the game if you want, but I've got a feeling you may not want to talk about it as much. But no, that was a fantastic game from my point of view. Yeah, no, that season that we had with the Renegades, yeah, I mean that season was so special to me personally. Yeah, not sure if I can also speak about the other person that I experienced it with, but I'll just say that when it comes to that other person, that yeah, we had a pretty good time cheering on. And he was actually a Stars supporter actually, but he just loved his cricket that much. He just didn't care who was playing. But yeah, you can imagine that year that the Renegades won it, how much of a fun time, because we literally went to practically nearly every game. That was Stars and Renegades and like the times that we had were pretty good. So I mean, yeah, you can imagine like all the highs and lows. Even imagine the games that we watched too, as well. Because I don't know if you remember how Renegades played when it came to at least the final series, but some of those games we played, like, that was some of the most fun. Like, in terms of playing a game, like, from, like, week to week, that was some of the most fun, like, I've ever had watching, like, sports. The only thing that probably compares to it was, you know, when Collingwood was playing around 2010, 2011. Yes, yeah, no, I don't think I went to that one, but I'm pretty sure I watched it on TV. Because that was I think the last game of the year for memory, and we needed a certain to make finals. We had to get a certain score. That was a while ago too, wasn't it? That was like 4 years ago, 5 years ago. Damn, can't keep it in. Hi, Bella. Yeah. So, Kev, are you? Because you like Big Bash and stuff, yeah?
Yeah.
I think we spoke about how you're a Star supporter as well, aren't you?
Yeah. I followed the Stars since I think Shane Warne was playing.
Did
And
did
then
Shane Warne play at the start, or did he come in after a couple of seasons?
I think he might have played from the start, I think. I'll have to
He definitely played
check.
early on. I know that. Oh, I was actually there the game when him and Marlon Samuels cracked it. Do you remember
I
that?
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was there at that one. I've actually got I've actually got some insight into Marlon Samuels as well. That I'm sure he probably doesn't want out there, but let's just say that I know somebody that dealt with him from a how do I put this? Basically, it was a sponsor, a potential sponsor that he could have gone with, and let's just say it didn't turn out well. And apparently, and basically, yeah, he basically like, yeah, I basically got told like how the whole experience was and how he was as a person. Apparently, he's not the best person going around, unfortunately.
Chris Gale.
No, Marlon Samuels.
Hmm. I've heard Chris Gale was a bit of a ladies' man.
What with the what was that scandal that he had with that reporter? And then
Oh,
what's
Melanie
his name?
Clarkson.
Sutherland had to come out and be like, "Oh, we always respect women and all that stuff." It's like, get out of here. I'm all for respecting women and all that stuff, but I don't know. There's something that rubs me the wrong way when you've got businesses trying to have those dances when all they're trying to do is for a profit, but then they try and act like all like, you know, where um what's the thing, like, you know, how they're trying to act as if they're like, you know, the good people and they have good morals. It's like, no, you're a business. Like, just stay where you are.
He was flirting with other women. Like, he's a flirter.
Yeah, but it's like the way that they blew that whole sort of story arc up was just ridiculous. Like, they basically made him out to be this like this sort of like creep, and it's like that's not.
Yeah, I know.
Like like yeah, he took a shot and it was a bit awkward, but like, I mean, he's human at the end of the day. Like,
Oh, she's Mel McLaughlin, she's hot.
I actually haven't seen her in a while. I've forgotten what she looks like.
She's
But like,
on...
yeah. But like, yeah, it's just one of those things where you just look at it and you go, okay, well, obviously at the time, because I mean, you could tell she was uncomfortable by it. But,
Yeah.
you know, you should have just, like, the guy should have just been, like, adults about it. It was just like, yep, he took a shot. It was a bit awkward. And that's as far as it goes. Just like, yep, he made a mistake. And, like, if you're gonna compare that with, you know, if you're gonna compare it with that to something that, say, Eddie's done over the past, like, Eddie's done so much worse. Like, just...
Oh, yeah.
shooting his shot and missing is not something I would call like drama worthy. And then just to be shunned by the whole Cricket Australia for it, like, I don't know, I just thought it was just a massive overkill for something that was not, like, yes, there needs to be education around it and all that stuff, but not to the extent to like what happened to him.
Oh, for sure, like... That's one way of thinking about it as well, like... But then again, like, some women are attractive too. Like, you can't help it. I mean, why wouldn't you want
No, like, no, you kind of do need restraint, especially... I'm happy to just leave it as it was a move was made and the move was not a good move and it was a wrong move, but you shouldn't just, you know, there needs to be, I don't know, like the
a
punishment
restraint?
wasn't worth the act itself.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh, geez, that was easy. Actually, is Chris Gale still going around, or has he retired?
I think he's retired, I'm pretty sure. I don't see him as much, probably,
Yeah.
is what we expect.
Because I know he's had, well, the whole West Indies team had issues with, like, payments and stuff. Oh, no. Yeah, they had a whole dispute with, like, payments and stuff, because the West Indies Cricket Board, like, weren't, like, paying them what they should have paid them. I know that was a thing. So there was guys, like, instead of playing for the West Indies, like, test team, they were out playing like T20 tournaments around like, you know, like the Big Bash or, you know, the Caribbean League and like the Bangladesh League, because the Bangladesh League's come along pretty well. That's been getting some traction lately. That's been on for a couple of years, I think.
Yeah, I think as well, like it's...
Well, and then the IPL, like literally the biggest one. Come on, swing back. Yes. Man, 36 playbacks. Pretty happy with that.
Pardon me.
Be 3/4 time. One more quarter left. There. Do you know of any new players that the Star signed up or anything? Because I know Renegades have got Madison, but that's about it.
I think we would have, but
You don't know who they are?
it's a bit...
Because I know one of the things that we needed was a batsman that could like last out the overs. We just needed a bit more experience, and I reckon that could have been the difference between us winning some games and losing some games.
I've been to Big Bash final. Back in
Yeah,
2018.
which one did you go to?
The one at Marvel?
Was that the
Renegades and Stars? Yeah.
Yeah, that was the grand final, the actual grand final one, the Renegades one, yeah. Wait, was that at Marvel? Was that at the MCG?
Yeah, it was at Marvel.
Yeah, I thought so. Mhm. So who would be your favourite player at the Stars then?
I like because I've seen Kevin Pearson play. I'm pretty sure. I like Glenn Maxwell.
Yep.
Like he's such a character.
Yeah. Yeah, no, when Maxie's on, like, there's not many people better. I think that's, like, also his issue is that he's not very consistent when he does play. So, like, when he's having his like having a season sort of thing, you know, it's fantastic when he's having a good game, but then when he's having a bad game, you don't want to know anything about him.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, because I wouldn't know who my favorite player is for the Renegades. Because I don't know, you just get to a point where unless if someone like sticks out for a specific reason, it's very hard to pick one.
Oh yeah.
Swing back, yeah, got it.
I think as well. Like I think there's a lot of things that should be interesting to see what happens. So like, are we going to see, you know, the Big Bash clash with the AFLW and AFL?
Well, the Big Bash only goes for a couple months, I think. Do you know when it starts? Because it normally starts at about early December.
Yeah, I think it's about December. After that, they haven't released a fixture yet.
Mm. When the women's finish their footy, do they finish it at the start of the AFL season, or do they go into the AFL season with
I
their
say
season?
like a few rounds into the AFL season, the
Yeah,
women's do finish. Yeah, because they have AFL, AFLW, AFL, VFL, VFLW as well.
yeah. Because when do the women start their footy? It's about early February, isn't it?
Yeah, January. It's starting at January, I think, because it's early. I think it's good.
Oh, geez, Taylor Adams in the forward line.
Because I think because it's more time for them, play more games.
Hmm. Oh, I don't even think I've asked you this question. So currently, if you have to pick your favorite player in Collingwood, who do you think it would be?
I love all of them. Jordan DeGurry,
Hmm.
him or Elliot. Like, I love Taylor Adams as well, Pendles.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'd give such a boring answer because yeah, I'm the same as you. Like I just like all of them. Like and you like all of them for like different reasons too. Like, it's like really hard just to narrow it down to just one.
Because I love Cox as well. Like, I've got a lot of respect for him.
Yeah.
And even Saudi. The problem is, if you have like one particular favorite player, like, are you more biased towards them than you are the others? Who, like, I don't know. I do rate Jordan Gary pretty highly as well. He's one of my favourite players from Jamie Elliott, but I think as well, like, you love them all regardless. Like,
Yeah.
you care.
Especially when there's just so many roles to fill on the ground. Like, everyone does their roles to such a degree, it's like you like them just for the roles that they do. Like, like someone like a Sidebottom that's been there for, like a Sidebottom and Pendles that's been there forever, you just got just so much respect for them. Someone like a Darcy Moore, who's probably our best player. Or if he's not our best player, he's easily in the top 5. You've got,
Anthony Locke and Sav were my
yeah.
favourite players.
Were you ever able to see Sav live? Like, Sav play live?
Yeah.
And that would have been awesome to see. Because that's probably, if there was ever a player, like if someone said to me, if you could watch any player that you haven't seen before, who would it be? And I reckon it would have been Sav. Because I've seen like so many.
Such a good player too.
Yeah. Like Sav was one of those guys where like I just missed out on watching Sav live. Because I do remember him playing, but I only really remember him playing like, in terms of like watching like live at the time, I only remember him in a North Melbourne jumper. I can't remember watching him play and him being in a Collingwood jumper.
I haven't seen him live when he played for us, but I have seen I've seen Wayne Carey play. I've seen Anthony Locker, Buckley play, Dane Swan, Travis Clegg is another one.
Yeah, I missed out on Buckley because I didn't start going until 2009. Because
My first game was 99, but the first Collingwood game was 2002. And we played Brisbane too. And we won that game at Collingwood Stadium. So
yeah, Graz, the quarters are only 3.5 minutes, so they're not that long. But yeah, no, that's definitely. I mean, in terms of like watching on, or I mean, there's more in terms of going to the games. I never got to go to a ground and see Buckley play. But I never got to see Sav play at all. But I definitely watched Buckley on TV, obviously. And yeah, it wasn't until, because up until we got memberships in 2009, I just thought it was like the most like, you had to be I just thought that you just had to be like the wealthiest of the wealthiest to get tickets. Or like it was this sort of, not that it was like a heaven sort of scenario, but like it was just this, it just felt like this like holy sort of like thing where like I just thought I was just never gonna go, or it was never gonna be somewhere where I was going to be. I just thought it was just I was so below it, if that makes any sense. Yeah. And then I went in like 2009 and we didn't start at round 1. I think we got to about it was like round 8 or 9 for memory. But we seed out the whole season, and I think we even went to some finals as well. And then I stopped due to just uh, just some I don't know how to put this, or if I want to put this out there, but yeah, we had some issues like getting tickets after 2011. So, and I think it was around like round like 16 or something like that too. So we didn't get to finish the 2011 season. But then ever since 2017, I haven't missed many games.
I even remember 2018, like, able to download from training, like, being support, able to actually go to grand final parade and just see the boys and get photos and such. I think that was a really good moment. And I had a West Coast Eagles supporter like shaking hands with me, and we had a photo of it.
Yeah.
And to this day, like I still remember it, like it being something to me, like personally. Um,
Yeah.
it's
Just real quick. So Graz, can you not hear Kev on the video? Just want to make sure that you're coming through on the video as well, Kev.
yeah. I've turned the volume down a bit in case any of my family has gone to bed, so they can't. I'm not too loud.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, Graz, let me keep me updated if you can hear him or not.
Ooh. Hold on.
It's like for me personally, I can hear you fine, but um, yeah, I don't think it'd be from a lack of sound. I think because you've turned your volume down. Um, yeah, people just can't hear
I'm
you
also
through the
playing the
video.
game as well. I'm not streaming, so it's all good.
Yeah,
Yeah, like it's. But the 2018 grand final, like, man, that was huge.
yeah, yeah, man. Like that. Yeah, like I unfortunately wasn't able to go. Um, I just didn't know how to get tickets online at that point because I was so
You had to go
used
on the
to
ballot.
well, I didn't even have a membership at that point. I didn't get my membership till what was it, 2 years ago, 3 years ago? I think it was 2019 was when I got my membership. Because yeah, for about 2 years, I would get yeah, I'd just go to the game and I'd get my ticket there. Um,
So I thought you
so
would have kept going from 2017 to 20 to now.
well, I mean, yeah, I was kind of learning. I was self-taught the process in terms of buying tickets. Now I'm a lot better, so I shouldn't have any issues now with when it comes to buying tickets. But that was what I was going through.
So, man, I might hit the bed, I think.
Yeah, I was literally just thinking of I've got literally probably a half left, and then I'll finish up. 'Cause, yeah, we've just passed 12, so I reckon we've got what 7 minutes of AFL Evolution, and then that'll be about it. So if you want to stay on till then, it's all good. But if not, that's alright too.
Well, for those who are still in the chat, like myself, there's one of us, Graz. Thank you very much for being a mod. You too, Sean. Appreciate that.
I actually need to start modding some of these people too. I keep forgetting. I'll do that after this game.
Just be careful with some people, so in case because we know what Graz is like sometimes as well.
Yeah, I've got my not that I prepared for it, but I'm pretty firm when it comes to those things, so I'll always be pretty transparent with that stuff. So
Because I have to.
Yeah, yeah, well, I mean, guys, if you're still here, it's like personally, I don't have any issues with you being mod. It's just that because was it the other week where you were making accounts of other people? I don't mind it if it's a joke here and there, but the way you were doing it last time was a bit much. So as long as you can keep that under control and just keep aware of like how people are, I've got no issues having you as mod.
No, that's how I got Graz as a mod, because then he can see if there's a fake account.
Yeah.
Which is
in fact, I'll even at 3/4 time I'll make him mod, and I'll make a few of these guys mod.
Because I know Tom will be a good mod as well.
Yeah, Tom's been pretty good. He hasn't acted up at all, and I might just make Bella mod as well, just to ease up the confusion as well. Because yeah, I just not that I think that I'll have any issues with Bella in terms of I think when trolls come in, I think that's more of a, unfortunately, I think that's more of a thing with you, where trolls think used to, there's a bit more with used to, but nah, it's all good, mate. It's just that it was just the timing of it was pretty bad, to be honest. Because we had like all those trolls come in, and you know, it's one of those things, if you talk to people and you don't know who they are.
Especially on my stream as well, like that's
that's what I'm referring to. It's just, yeah, it's, I mean, yeah, if obviously I say this in kindness, but yeah, if you stop it like all now, like there's honestly no harm done. Like, I don't mind you doing it every now and then as like a little joke, because sometimes it can be funny, like I'm not gonna lie. It can be funny sometimes, but I think because you did it in the time that you did, it was just really poor timing. And, you know, when we have, you know, a chat where you know, we're trying to, you know, be pretty serious with our audience in terms of, you know, treating them with respect, and, you know, like, I guess at the end of the day, we kind of want to know if someone has an account on the stream. We just want to know the person that they say they are is the person that they say they are. So it's, yeah, it's there's nothing in terms of like, there's no like bad rap, or, you know, there's no hard feelings or anything, but it's just moving forward, it would just be greatly appreciated if you were just a bit more aware, especially considering the timing of it all. Because yeah,
I really do. I've got a lot of respect for you, mate. And I'm glad I've got you as well.
If that's quarter time in, so I'll start making people mods too.
Well, I'll grab my phone. So, yeah, I'm gonna hop off anyway. Just get ready to bed. I'll keep in touch with you as well, let you know what's happening.
Yeah, I might leave Jeremy unmodded. But he has been in the stream every now and then.
Look, just do what you want. As long as Bella behaves herself and doesn't become obsessive, then happy for her to have a mod. Because I know
I've made her a mod at this point, and we'll just go from there. Like, I mean, even with, I'm sure you're probably still here, Graz, but, yeah, I mean, that's the thing, like, I'm pretty laid back with it all. Like, it's, at the end of the day, we're here to enjoy ourselves and have fun, and as long as we're doing that, you know, like, I'm happy to give warnings first if anyone does, you know, go over the line, but then after that, you know, it's just, at the end of the day, it's just showing a bit of courtesy and a bit of respect back to the people that are making the content itself, because, you know, we don't really ask for much. You know, all we ask for is just for you to, you know, watch the content whenever you're free, and then just to enjoy the content. Like, there's not a whole lot of, I don't know if demands are the right word for it, but yeah, there's nothing that's there's nothing from our end that's, you know, we're too stressed about. Yeah. And I think as well, I think the community we've made, even just with, you know, with your channel, Kev, you know, I think even the 5 mods that we have, 5 or 6 mods, like, everyone's pretty chilled and pretty laid back, so no one's like going in ripping each other's heads off or anything like that. So it's a really good community that we have.
And that's how I've got like what do you call it? Cardi's mod, OG Bomber, Sammy as well. They've entered the stream as well. It's just really, really good to see as well. On top of that, so I'm always grateful for the people that are bigger than me to watch my stuff as well and say g'day, because that's how you can you know people as well. So
that's also, and again, I don't want to harp on it too much, but that's also the other thing too, is if you do have people come in with fake accounts, it does kind of ruin the moment of, like, when someone is coming in for the first stream, like for example, like if Caden comes into my stream for the first time, like, you don't want it to be a fake account, you want it to be like a genuine account, you know, like, or like Cardi or whoever it is. Yeah, again, like, I'm not gonna, that's about as far as I'll go with it with all that, but yeah, it's just at the same time, just to, yeah, just to understand where everybody's at, and yeah, just a bit of, just understand where everybody's at.
And that's not, like, sometimes when you're playing, you can't, unless if you got the stream on yourself, you can check if it's real them, and that's why it's good to have mods on them saying, yeah, it's actually is me, and that helps that communication really well. If it's a fake account, it's like, oh yeah, you know, and all the rest. But other than that, like, I'm happy so far. Alright guys, so I'm gonna head off. Keep up some more content as well, man. I really do enjoy it. Really enjoy I really enjoy these chats with you as well. It's always good to do, and from the bottom of my heart, thank you for that as well.
Oh, it's all good, mate. Like, yeah, no, it's no problem here. As I was saying before, I mean, with this community, we're all pretty chilled and laid back, and yeah, we're just we're just trying to help out everybody and just make sure that everybody grows as one, and there's no first, second, or third. It's let's come first with everybody involved. Like like let's. It might sound a bit weird, but let's all tie for first sort of thing instead of having this competition where it's first, second, and third sort of thing. There's no point to let's all go past the finish line. Instead of trying to be enemies and stuff. Like let's actually be friends and hang out and shit and just chill.
And that's why, like, it's, and even the other YouTubers as well, like, it's good when they're streaming, like, to see on, because you know that you're going to be competing, and it's always fun to compete against other people, like, it is, but it's not that you do it in a friendly manner as well, and you're not, like, being nasty in that, which you do get those type of idiots around as well.
Yeah. Oh, and that's the thing too. Like if we get people that aren't going to be acting the way that I feel that like if there's going to be no respect being made, like there will be consequences. Like if it's coming from anybody, regardless if it's a mod or whoever, there will be actions made, and there will be repercussions for poor actions. But at the same time, like, yeah, like I'm sure you've known me for a while now, Kev, and you know me. Like, there's not many things I get. I mean, I'll stress over some things. Like, don't get me wrong, but when it comes to things like YouTube, like, there's just no like why should I stress? Like, it's something that I enjoy. It's something that it's something that should be fun and entertaining, and not something that should be stressed over. Especially because, like, I've only just started to come back over the last few months. Doing this, like, I know what I'm doing, and I know what I'm doing will be successful at some point. It's just a matter of just continuing that process and just going from there. But yeah, just being chill with it all, I guess, and just not stressing over something that just it's like I'm sure you probably know the context of when I say it, but YouTube doesn't matter, if that makes any sense. Like, it matters, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
There are things that are a lot more important, and things that are more worthy to stress over, and YouTube is not one of them. So yeah, anyway, that's my take on it when it comes to YouTube and stuff. But yeah, I'll finish up just this game and get a save going, and then I'll do my outro, I guess.
Alright, guys. Well, last words for me. Good night, everyone. Have a good night. Don't be afraid to talk to people if you're feeling down. Um, that's the main message as well. Look, lockdown
Yeah, for
hasn't
sure.
helped. But contact the people who care about you and who you care about, and just to have a nice chat. But other than that, I'm just gonna head off. I'm really tired. The last couple, I think now because I can sleep in a little bit. As well. I don't have to get up in the morning, which is good until I find out what's happening. But other than that, I'm gonna leave the conversation there, and I'll if I'm not streaming tomorrow, well, who knows? Then yeah, whoever streams will stream. But until next time, bye for now, guys.
Right. I might as well do my quick outro. But yeah, no, thanks for everyone for tuning in. It's been awesome to have you guys here. Yeah, make sure to check out the channel for future content. Definitely going to be doing a lot of streams, and possibly a lot of recordings are coming this way, AFL related, just sporting related too, and then also might chuck in some video games in every now and then for Let's Plays. Just seeing what's going around, depending on what's going on. I know Alan Wake is coming out on Tuesday, so I might give that a bit of a Let's Play. So yeah, would like to see you guys and all that content. Yeah, I've obviously appreciated all the support that's been happening over the last few weeks. I'm sure it goes without being said, but obviously shout out to Kev with all the effort he's put into his videos. He's been doing so well lately, and it's been so good to see him grow. And yeah, just hope he keeps going and keeps working hard because he's doing extremely well for himself. But in saying that, yeah, just make sure to check out future content because it's definitely happening. And yeah, I guess we'll finish off there. So I guess we've reached to the end of the stream. So if you like the stream, please like the stream. And if you want more of my content, please subscribe. And I would like to thank you all for watching. Hope to see you all in another stream and or video. Thanks.